Welcome to Creepy Crawler's Garage. Let me give you a little background about what's going on. So back in season 1, we built the Highway 1 crawler for the guys over at Highway 1 RC. And it's gonna be heading over to Crawl for a Cure in about a week's time. The only problem is, got a nick in the paint on the hood. So it's back in the shop and we gotta give it a fix. So let's head on in, see what we're dealing with. So right here you can see there's a nick in the paint. I already started working on this by sanding down the rough edges, but I wanted to make sure and bring you guys in for the rest of the process. And I'm gonna start by grabbing some 1500 grit sandpaper and wet sanding the affected area. Working from the nick outward to best try and blend the sanding, and always trying to stay in a circular motion. With the hood off, we can better see our progress. And when I start seeing color in the water, I know I've cut through the clear and into the candy, and I better stop. When I see color in the water, I make sure and immediately stop. I know I've gone a little further than I meant to. If I rub a little water over the surface that I sanded, I can get an idea if I caused any damage. It doesn't look too bad. With the first round of sanding completed and I'm satisfied with the progress, we can take it to the spray booth for some clear. But before we do, remember, we're not gonna be able to fix this in one pass. We're gonna have to build it up in layers. You'll build it up with paint and then sand it back down until you get the recess of that nick back up and level with the rest of the hood. Okay, let's head over to the booth and lay our first coat of clear. I spray the entire hood, not just the affected area, to make sure I can blend it out fully. Then I'll use a 3000 grit pad, a little water, and a lot of elbow grease. After sanding, we go back to the booth, give it some more clear, start this process all over again. Remember, we're gonna do this many times over and over until we get that nice smooth finish we're after. Once I start getting close to where I think it needs to be, I switch to polishing compound. At this point, we're very close, but the blemish is still slightly visible, so I continue with clear and polishing compound. Just stay patient, take your time, and you should end up with a nice finish. Once I reach the best finish that I think is possible, I finish up with a coat of paste wax. Now I just need to polish and wax the rest of the body. Remember, stay patient, take your time, use some elbow grease. I like to use all hand tools on these little pieces. You start using a drill or something like that, bad things can happen. Just use that elbow grease and pretty much any paint blemish can be fixed. Make sure and check out Highway 1 RC's channel next month and see how this truck does at Crawl for a Cure. Or if you're there in person, stop by and say hi. And thanks for stopping by here in the shop, helping me out with a shop job, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.